দর্শক স্বাগত জানতে চাই শুনতে চাই আজকের পর্বে। আজ আমরা কথা বলবো পাম নেদারল্যান্ডস নিয়ে। আর এই বিষয়ে কথা বলার জন্য স্টুডিওতে অতিথি হিসেবে উপস্থিত আছে ঢাকার নেদারল্যান্ড দূতাবাসের সম্মানিত রাষ্ট্রদূত হার এক্সেলেন্সি লিওনি কুলেনারা। ওয়েলকাম টু দ্য শো। আরও আছে পাম বাংলাদেশের রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ জনাব কিড ভান আজবেক। আরও আছেন আরশাদ সিদ্দিকী, আপনি কাজ করছেন কেয়ার বাংলাদেশের নলেজ ম্যানেজমেন্ট কোঅর্ডিনেটর হিসেবে, এবং আছে প্রেসিডেন্ট সুইচ টু জুট শান্তনু মমতাজ। ওয়েলকাম, আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আমাদের সাথে। এক্সেলেন্সি, I really want to know what is PAM Netherlands is all about.
Okay, I'll tell you. PAM is a program where private entrepreneurs from the Netherlands, are brought in connection with private entrepreneurs here in Bangladesh. Mm-hmm. And we do that so that they can share knowledge. And it's the idea that the entrepreneurs from Holland, that they are of a certain age. Let's call them mature, because old, I don't like that word. But they don't work so actively anymore, but they want to use their knowledge to share it with other people in other countries. And it's mainly oriented at small and medium enterprises. Well, and it's also a non-profit thing, because the people that come here, they don't get paid for that. They get their expenses paid and the flight paid, so that it's accessible for small and medium enterprises here in Bangladesh. Because if you're a small enterprise and let's say you want to start something growing vegetables or so, and with a special procedure and you don't know how, then it's often too expensive for people to hire, high-paid consultants. So hence the program. And I think it has been in existence for about 40 years.
Right. Let's hear the success stories. And before that, as you, the Chief of PAM Netherlands in Bangladesh, you're representing that. So what is your experience working with the Bangladeshi people?
Bangladeshi people are very kind and very energetic, and they have a lot of entrepreneurial attitude. I am the local representative of PAM Netherlands senior experts, and with me there are 5 more local representatives in Dhaka, in Chittagong. It's our role to introduce PAM to SMEs, small and medium-sized companies in Bangladesh, and to help these companies apply for PAM support. And over the years we have managed to help tens, if not hundreds, of companies in Bangladesh, small and medium-sized, to get experts from Holland in all different fields. They come here for a couple of weeks, support the entrepreneur, go back to Holland, but they keep in contact with the company, support them as much as possible. Sometimes they come back for a second or a third mission. And sometimes the companies in Bangladesh are invited to come to Holland to get access to new markets. It starts with one expert coming to your company. If you apply, then you can get this expert for a second time, maybe for a third time. And if you're lucky, you can be invited to come to Holland. All more or less free of costs. If you would have to pay these PAM experts, you would have to pay €1,000 per day, because they are very senior, as the ambassador mentioned. They have an experience of 30 years sometimes. But since this is a kind of development aid, it's free of charge. You don't have to pay for the PAM expert. You don't have to pay for the ticket. You only have to pay for local cost, local transport, local lodging, simple lodging. They don't need to stay in 5-star hotels.
Right.
So we have seen, and we have an example here who will tell about her experience, that it's quite successful. And we hope to increase the number of applicants, small and medium-sized companies.
But I have a question to you. What are the areas you give your capacity?
Yes.
Is there any particular areas?
I have a list.
Sure.
I'm old, so I forgot.
Here?
So I have to get my list from the paper.
Sure, no problem.
But RMG is pretty obvious for here, because this is a big RMG country.
Right.
But it's quite diverse. Food and beverage, agriculture, horticulture are priorities. Stock breeding and fisheries, chemicals and synthetic materials, textile and leather, healthcare, energy, water and waste, tourism and hotels, building and construction, trade and metal industry. A wide range of different industries.
It's a huge range.
It's a huge range. But we have also a huge number of experts, more than 3,000, in all these different fields of activity.
That's great. Mr. Arshad, I'd like to know that as you've been the knowledge coordinator, so what are the challenges you face from the Bangladesh side? Because it's a comparatively new initiative to the Bangladesh community, though it's like 12 or 15 years old, if I'm not wrong.
No, I can say it's not a new initiative in Bangladesh. I have been working with the PUM expert since 2005.
Okay.
So I'm experienced last 12 years. I got one PUM expert to support my network organizations, developing their managerial skill. They all are the small entrepreneurs in Bangladesh. That was my first experience to working with the PUM expert. And I was really amazed with my first PUM expert support. I also talked with Mr. Khait about the Allied. Allied, still I remember her. Her support still I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It gives me help personally develop myself as a manager.
Right.
Then I switched to different organization and I met another PUM expert, Rain Fuchs. He was not came here as a PUM expert. He was came here different volunteer organization, Changes World. Rain Fuchs, I worked with him, I think, 21 days. I want to start that, I think, poetry of Tagore.
Yes,
দেবে
sure.
আর নেবে মিলিবে মেলাবে পূবে আর পশ্চিমে তো আমি যেটা বলতে চাই সেটা হচ্ছে যে in Bangladesh also we are getting experience and knowledge from the Netherlands and we also give them our culture,
Exactly.
our
It works
heritage,
two-way.
our
Oh,
history,
yeah.
and it's a learning sharing process. And PUM expert as a technologically advanced country, Netherlands,
Of course.
technologically advanced, and they are successful in industrial development, and we can learn from them, and we can develop ourselves from the very root level. Because of he's also talking about they are supporting the SMEs, not the big industry or the big businesses, medium or small ranges businesses, because they have not enough resources to pay the senior expert, European
Right.
expert.
Let's hear from the success story. Shantona, how do you come to know about this PUM and share your story with us?
I'm very pleased to share my stories, what I have learned from PUM and how I get involved with PUM. Actually, Care Bangladesh was operating a project that name was Switch Asia Value Chain Project. And this project was very much focused on jute. So it was a long-term project, about 43 months. And then we formed a consortium. The consortium is the fruit of the project.
Okay.
You know, because now this consortium is formed with 20 small media enterprises.
Wow, that's great.
And 16,000 of jute farmers, organic fertilizer grower, 1,000
Wow.
in southern and northern Bangladesh. And also there are 2,000 JDP workers.
So it's a big chain.
Yeah, it's a big chain and huge scope of work. And it is really, really, we are proud of this consortium. The audience also will be happy to know that how we have, assisted by or helped by PUM.
Right.
And
on that particular note, I have to take a break for first break. The discussion will be going on. It's very interesting that we are learning. দর্শক জানতে চাই শুনতে চাই এখন একটা বিরতির সময় হলো সাথে থাকুন ফিরছি একটু পরে। দর্শক আমন্ত্রণ আরো একবার জানতে চাই শুনতে চাই আজকের পর্বে আজকে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম পাম নেদারল্যান্ডস নিয়ে শান্তনা as you're saying there is a huge chain so how do you maintain this big chain because it's a lot of people with a lot of activities with a lot of different things but all are in one umbrella.
Care Bangladesh helped us a lot. They provided trainings to the farmers, to the JDP workers, and also the SMEs. And when we came to under one umbrella, and also we got support from them. And then before closing this project, one day, this is Arshad Bhai, he discussed with me about POM. He particularly took initiative and encouraged me to apply to POM.
Right. Arshad, so was it easy? Like the Shantanu said, you were trying to enthusiast people to get in touch or get such capacity, but was it easy in the beginning?
Yeah, it's easy, but if you think about our SMEs knowledge and experience level, it's not too easy for them.
Okay.
I think I can say Shantanu Appa also facing a lot of problems. When she faced the problem, she just back to me, and I forwarded to the Khaid. And Khaid gave the support to solve everything.
Right.
But I think if it will be, it's my suggestion, it will be in local content for the Bangladeshi people, then it would be very good for them to easily understand and send their application to the
I think it is relatively simple to apply. You have to meet certain criteria.
Yes, I was about to ask you about the criteria.
Yes, it should be. You should be not too big. The company should not be too big. If you have a big company, you can do it yourself. So it should be an SME. It should be not bigger than 250 employees. A turnover of $10 million is maximum. It should be, that's also important, a Bangladeshi-owned company.
Of course.
So companies in foreign hands don't meet the criteria.
What about the companies which are half Bangladeshi and half foreign?
It can be half, but the majority, so 51%,
Okay, I got it.
should be Bangladesh. It should also exist, your company should exist at least 2 years and should have at least 10 employees. So it should be already a kind of startup.
Right. And Excellency, I have listening to all of them, I got this question suddenly, that why the government of yours started such great initiative?
Thank you for that question. Well, my government believes in knowledge sharing. We think it's important that you share knowledge because, like we discussed before, you get something back as well. It's not like one-sided, it's two-sided. We learn more about specific things about Bangladesh. And, well, also it's low cost in a way because, people don't do that because they are, big contractors or so. It's really because they have finished their careers in a way and they are just really anxious to share what they know with other people. So that's why we do it in a bunch of countries. And in Bangladesh, Geert also mentioned it, it's a country where people really want to learn a lot. And it's such an entrepreneurial country because when you just land here and when you just start living here, you feel the vibes, and it's really a very energetic country. That makes it very nice for lots of people to work here.
Right. In what branches of PAM you feel interested here in Bangladesh, or can be really, work out as a successful story? Do you see the future possibilities?
Well, there.
Before him, can I share something?
Sure.
Her Excellency said that they want to share knowledge, share experience, and that we saw ourselves. That when I applied for Swiss to Jute, and I'm very much grateful to him also, because he always was beside us to solving all the problems. Thank you so much. Actually, when we, the senior expert, Napen Agostinos, he was with us, and he is a very, very experienced man. He has his business in 46 countries in the world. And he was with us for 10 days, 10 to 12 days. And, if we had to hire this type of big experienced guy, that was never possible by our capacity. But it is my pleasure and my gratitude to say that he came and he shared our Bangladeshi family and our meal, stay with us. And what we have seen, not only me, but our group, that he was very much, dedicated to share and share his knowledge, his experience with all of us. And we already conducted with him one entrepreneurship and business development training for new entrepreneurs and also for us. And we had one seminar in our Bishwa Sahitya Kendra on 3rd February that is on marketing.
Okay.
Local marketing and international marketing.
Okay.
And he was such a, I cannot, it is, my word is not enough to express that
I get
how enthusiastically he facilitated the sessions. Everyone was very much benefited from his presentation, and he gave us some plan, some advice, suggestions to switch to jute. That what will be our next
goal,
next
right.
step, how we have to go, where we have to go, how we can bring out the image of jute in front of the world. I'm very much grateful that actually we Bangladeshis are blessed with jute.
Definitely.
that's true.
There is no doubt
Blessed
about
with
that.
jute. And so many thousands of families are surviving on jute. And in that point, if we can take jute in the world, overall the world, then we will have a very, we can bring a very good future for our people.
I'm hopeful
Well,
too.
maybe I can add to this.
But on that particular point, I have to take a break. If you have something to add, add after the break. দর্শক, আমরা আলোচনা করছিলাম বাংলাদেশ পাম নেদারল্যান্ডস নিয়ে। আলোচনা এই পর্যায়ে একটা বিরতি, সাথে থাকুন, ফিরছি একটু পরে। আমন্ত্রণ আরো একবার জানতে চাই, শুনতে চাই। আজকের পর্বে কথা বলছিলাম পাম নেদারল্যান্ডস নিয়ে, কথা বলছিলাম সুইচ টু জুট নিয়ে। শান্তনা আমাদের সাথে কথা বলছিল। And on that particular point of Shantana, I guess Krit got something to add on that.
Well, I'm very excited to have a new ambassador of PUM here in Bangladesh. She's so enthusiastic about the PUM expert, and she mentioned that she would like to spread jute all over the world. That's also something for PUM to help you with, because PUM experts not only come to Bangladesh to help small and medium-sized companies to grow their company, PUM also helps some of these companies to come to Holland and tap new markets. So I'm going to talk with the bosses in Holland and find out whether we could invite you as new ambassador to Holland.
That's a great achievement and offer you got, I believe. Yeah, Ashad, you had something to add on?
Yeah, of course, because I'm also excited. Shantana, as Shantana mentioned, the jute project was initiated by the CARE Bangladesh, and CARE Bangladesh got the support from European Union. And we had intention to revival the jute in Bangladesh as well as in the European countries. So when I met with Krit, and I asked the PUM support, and I know the support from the PUM, it will help to develop their consortium. Switch to Jute is a consortium, it's a 20 organizations network. And from the Shantana, 20 organizations got the support from the PUM. So I think this network will work for the spreading the jute products in Bangladesh as well as in Europe. Because of, we know the jute products market, 7,000 crore BDT. It's a huge amount. Now we are exporting only 2 and 2.5 crore.
So we've got a long way to
could be
go.
long way to go, and these kind of small and medium entrepreneurs not only switch to jute, other entrepreneurs also who those are excluded from that network, they can get the support from the PUM and they can develop themselves from the European knowledge as well as the Netherlands knowledge. Because why I'm saying the European knowledge, because the Netherlands experts, they have the knowledge about the compliances in Europe, about the market trend in Europe, about the product standard, and what I can say, what kind of product likes in Europe.
I can add something there as well. There is a Dutch Bangla company. They make big jute bags here or sacks, and they export them to Holland. So they come from Bangladesh to Holland, and from Holland they export them filled with, they have to be used to be filled with grains or whatever, and they stamp the bags there saying it comes from this or that
For
company.
packaging.
And for packaging, and it goes all over the world. So also there Holland helps a bit to make use of Bangladeshi jute and spread the word all over the world.
As we have seen the positive vibe on the set,
Yeah.
how do you feel?
I feel great, and I'm happy that you invited me to come to this show.
But as this, it's ongoing process. A lot of new area will come, and a lot of new dimension of business. A
Yeah.
lot of new
Yeah.
people with a lot of new creative idea of SMEs will
Yeah.
come. So I have one question to you. I mean, how I can reach you, or I can reach Kate, if we talk about this particular sector. Maybe I have some expert. I have some business.
Yeah.
I have number of employees, a little amount of money, but I don't have a capacity to reach the world, but I have a good product. How can I find you both?
Depends on what you want to do. If you want to have someone, a Dutch person to share their knowledge with the Bangladeshi entrepreneur, you phone or get in contact with Geert.
Best would be to go to the website
Oh, yes, okay.
pum.nl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's easier, pum.nl.
Because-
And if you want to know other ways of connecting to Holland where it's about trade, then of course you can contact my embassy. We
I
have
believe
an
this
economic
information will
affairs,
definitely
yeah.
help our audience.
Yeah.
Kate, I mean, what are the costs involved in this particular PAM Netherlands for any companies who is very new to this particular sector?
The cost for the local company is relatively small. You only have to get the expert from the nearest airport.
Oh.
You put them either in your own home, like you did, or in a very not too luxurious hotel or hostel. And you have to make sure that he is transported from this hostel to your company. That's all. So local costs are food, local lodging, and local transport.
But do you evaluate the business? Say, for example, I have business of this particular cup, but it doesn't. All the products doesn't have the prospects. Some products have prospects, but some kind of modified, and then it have some future prospects. But do you look at the business? Do you look at the portfolio? Do you look at the,
Oh, you mean the expert?
No. The big company who trying to reach PAM. Do you judge all the companies and you connect all the companies to the experts, or you connect those companies who have the future?
Any company that is interested, any SME that is interested in a PUM expert can apply,
Okay.
as long as this company meets the
Maybe-
criteria.
You have to have apply with your specific
Okay.
requirement.
Nice.
Yeah, you need these, and this.
Yeah.
And other than that, as I mentioned, the PUM expert, they are working beyond their job description.
Yes.
So sometimes they linked with the European buyers. They have their own links they give. I think it's like a familiar relationship when you work together. Yeah, it's go beyond the job description
Yeah.
of the PUM expert and the specific organization.
I'm
Can
very
I add
happy with this.
Can I add something? I already mentioned that the senior expert, Gus, who was here, his business is in 46 countries. And when he shared with us his experience, he also shared about the buyers,
Okay.
That is very country to country.
Yeah.
All buyers are not same.
Not the same,
Their
yeah.
attitude, everything you understand. So this was another new thing and information for us also. So.
So you got the knowledge of the different buyers and their attitude and the demand.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
demand, their attitude, and how we have to deal with them.
What about the new companies who want to join this? What would be your suggestion?
No. What we are thinking that there is a scope to for the new SMEs to involve with us, and we are thinking that in future, very near future, we are going to involve some other SMEs in Swiss to Jute, and that is also we have discussed with PUM, and they are already agree.
Right. Ashad, I want to know that will you really advise other companies to come and join this network and get benefited?
This kind of support for our country is very much important.
Why is that?
Nowadays, our country is growing, economically growing.
Yeah.
So in this stage, you need like intermediate technology, how to introduce the intermediate technology. We don't have that kind of knowledge. We are using some time of primitive style of production. So they can help us to develop the knowledge how to use the intermediate technology. So we can use the intermediate technology and we can easily grow our business, grow our productivity. So not only that, we are here, Bangladesh, we are very grateful to Crate and ONC and PUM because they are giving support to the switch to jute. It was developed and primitively incubated by the CARE Bangladesh. Now they are independent and they are running their business. We have so many social enterprises. We are not only working with the jute, we are working with the indigo. You know the indigo Neel. Neeler সেই দিন আবার ফিরিয়ে আনার চেষ্টা করছি আমরা, revival of the indigo. And we are also applying for that to support them to grow their business in European market.
Right.
We are also trying to get support for our jute dairy value chain. It was also supported by the Dutch government. We run that project and we also developed so many entrepreneurs.
I'm really hopeful with your thoughts. And Crit, your last words for those people who are watching this show and maybe interested to reach you.
Yes, those people who watch and feel they can use the PUM expert, please go to the website. There you find all the information you need. You find also the application form you have to fill in. And you can always contact me. You can find my contact details on the website or all the other local representatives. We have 5 or 6 all over the country. And we are here to serve the companies that apply. I would like to add what Arshad just mentioned. For the applicant, it's very important to precisely define what the needs are. And if that is precisely described, then it's more easy for PUM in the Netherlands to match an expert to the requirements of the applicant, to the requirements of the SME in Bangladesh. And then the beautiful collaboration starts between the Dutch expert and the local entrepreneur, as we have seen from Ms. Momtaz.
Excellency, we are at the end of the show. As we've been listening to Mr. Kurt and Mr. Arshad and Shantona, he is very hopeful and he is ready to receive the new challenge, new people, new companies. Do you see the SMEs growing in Bangladesh in near future in a broad way?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Dutch are here for the long haul. We were one of the first countries to recognize Bangladesh. I think it was in the beginning of '72. And we have been here for a while and we will stay here. And of course, the relationships change. So now the focus is more on sharing knowledge. You can see what we do in the water sector and also this pump sector and also the RMG sector. No, I think it's definitely time. There is definitely scope for more growth here in Bangladesh. You need so much, there is so much. Look also into agriculture. I mean, my country is smaller than yours, but we are still the second largest exporter of agricultural goods. There's also room for you to grow. You already export a lot of fruits and vegetables. You export a lot of shrimp. I think most of the frozen shrimps in Holland come from Bangladesh.
Wow.
And no, there is so much room to grow here. And I'm very sure you will.
Thank you everyone. I'm very hopeful. This was really enlightening show for me. দর্শক, আমরা জানতে চাই, শুনতে চাই, আজকের পর্ব এখানে শেষ করছি। দেখা হবে আগামী পর্বে, সাথে থাকবেন।